Yeah, so we probably there's probably two elements to the advertising formats that we've been developing. Firstly, we've been partnering with various different retail brands. So Tesco's, Boots, and Nectar, the three partners that we're working with, and we're basically bringing their data with Channel 4 streaming data to be able to understand the impact of advertising based on people's purchasing activities within those stores. So those are products that we're retail advertising product that we've taken to market over the course of the last 2 to 3 months, and is delivering that kind of ROI that we would expect, and is working with great effect. So we're sort of building on those propositions. The second big area is around the overall advertising experience, and we took some cues from what we see as our partners in the US, NBCU, where they've been experimenting for a number of years now around reduced ad loads and high impact formats to drive greater brand efficacy and cut through. So we took that experiment into the lab at the beginning of this year with about 30 advertisers, tried a number of new formats. Some of these formats, didn't exist or maybe would take some time to develop from a technical perspective, but we just wanted to test the water in the lab with those formats. We came out of that test. We basically honed down on 3 distinct products that we thought would be marketable and would work on Channel 4 streaming platform. We took them into a live beta test, and we've just literally come out the other side with the results. A lot of it predicated around reducing the ad load within the break, or basically having an advertiser take over a whole break, basically almost like the golden spot kind of principle that you see in the cinema. And they've both, all 3 have been researched brilliantly, and we're going to be taking them to market and rolling them out over the course of the next few months.
Now, 12 months ago we were here at this event, and I think Channel 4 had just announced a resumption in a relationship with YouTube, through which it would once again begin to distribute long-form content. I think we're at a time when arguably broadcasters' BVOD ambitions have reached something of a user ceiling. Audience growth has tapered off a bit. Broadcasters have long been loath to go off-platform to distribute, and those that have see it as a marketing opportunity. But Channel 4 is actually selling ads off its own platform into YouTube. How has that gone commercially? Like, what proof points do you have?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big step and a big risk, and something that we didn't necessarily take lightly. But what the principle, what we were trying to prove when we started the experiment 2 years ago, was that there was a different audience on YouTube engaging with our content. We were distributing clip content on YouTube and have been for a number of years. But the principle of distributing long-form, full-length episodes on YouTube was a big departure from the existing strategy. And also, it's a subset of Channel 4's streaming proposition. It's not all of our content, because obviously not all of the content will work. So it's a subset that arguably would appeal to a younger audience. And there's a couple of things that we found. Firstly, that basically we weren't cannibalising our owned and operated platform whatsoever. In fact, in some instances, we're seeing a halo effect of that content being distributed on YouTube, finding a new audience, and then that content coming back to Channel 4. Those users or viewers coming back to Channel 4 streaming and watching the archive that may exist for the particular show. In between has been a great example of a format that probably doesn't appeal to sort of the Gen Zs haven't seen it, but it's a new show for them, and they binge on that. But we've also found that there was an opportunity for us to basically deliver an advertising proposition to agencies, where agencies could directly buy against their inventory on YouTube, and that seemed attractive as well, and that's working very well, and we're beginning to gain traction in that space where agencies feel more comfortable to buy directly from us against our inventory on YouTube, whereas when they're buying from the YouTube sales team, they have to buy a sort of blind and blended entertainment proposition. So that particular nuance has worked very well for us in terms of attracting a new market of investment, shall we say.
And how lucrative is it for you off platform, and how lucrative relative to your own platform? I presume you will always.
Yeah, it's still marginal in the context of
Right.
our Channel 4 streaming revenues, but I think what we see it as a new opportunity to reach new audiences and also diversify our revenue base, and tapping into those pure play digital budgets, social budgets that maybe we weren't accessing or taking at any particular time.
And what's next for you in 2024? You've mentioned that you have several retail advertisers who are using your data matching function, and you've announced that you will also move into an e-commerce platform offering.
Yeah, so we're very early days in terms of what we're doing in e-commerce, but we just feel that there's definitely a shift that's been going on within the market over the last 12 months. We're seeing the emergence of retail media as a proposition. We're seeing also lots of media agencies hiring senior roles within the e-commerce space and beginning to sort of coalesce those retail-focused brands as one cohort, and realising that those brands have got different need states and want different things from an advertising opportunity. So we've been thinking about that a lot over the last 12 months, and we're looking to see how we can develop specific e-commerce propositions within content, editorial, as well as advertising propositions that we can take to market to directly appeal to that cohort. So it's still very much in its infancy, but I think Alex, my CEO, mentioned it at the House of Commons Select Committee only a week ago that one of our areas of diversification we feel in the next 2 to 3 years is going to be e-commerce, and it's something that's going to have a significant focus.
And lastly, perhaps another area of diversification was in 2023, Channel 4 began placing content on US FAST TV platforms.
Yes.
A number of channels there. Will our US viewers be seeing more of Channel 4?
Yes, so we are, we're constantly experimenting, and FAST was FAST International, so we say, is an ongoing experiment where we're distributing. I think we've got 4 or 5 different formats, different channels now out on 2 or 3 platforms in the US. We're looking to expand our platform base, and we're also looking at what the FAST opportunity looks like in the UK for us, be that within our owned and operated ecosystem or also off platform. So we're constantly reviewing and seeing how FAST plays a role in our UK ecosystem, as well as extending and growing our US proposition.
Yeah, there's the industry spent the last 10-15 years focused on VOD and catch up. It would be ironic if we come around again to a live experience.
Yes, indeed. It's interesting how the almost like the resurgence of the EPG is becoming a thing when there's too much to watch when you're going onto a streaming service and you're inundated by choice. Sometimes that kind of anchor or reference point to be able to go to an EPG and recognise known brands and then click and watch, particularly if you're coming home, kicking off the shoes at 8 o'clock at night, there is a definite need state that exists, be that when you're doing your homework or the ironing, or you're just really tired and you can't be bothered to think, that the fast channel proposition delivers on. So yeah, it's something we're exploring.
Great, good luck with it. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.